When I made my first video on the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I was thrown into the cinematic world of Stephen Norrington. While doing my research, I came upon one of his other movies, titled Death Machine. The name kind of grabs you. Wikipedia describes it as a Japanese-British cyberpunk horror film. The movie was also banned in several countries upon its release for excessive violence, and the villain, for reasons we'll talk about later. The movie is the directorial debut of Norrington and also the debut of actress Rachel Weisz. It had a budget of about $6 million and actually won a few awards for its special effects. Norrington spent most of his previous career in Hollywood as a VFX and makeup artist on movies like Alien, Gremlins, and The Witches. So it kicks off, we're just at this like abandoned place. SWAT team. Somebody got doxxed. Some secret cops show up, they go inside and confront this robot, man robot.
There he is. The ultimate soldier.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
This woman's like screaming in the corner as he's like just punching a wall.
No pity, no fear. Oh yeah.
I don't think he intended to fall like that. The company in charge of the cyborg is Chank Armaments. CEO Hayden Cale is tasked with dealing with the aftermath of the attack. Mollywop. She has a co-CEO whose name is Scott Ridley. Most of the characters are named after famous directors, as you'll start to see. It's Eric Trump. Cale was just recently promoted to CEO, so she's not aware of all the mischievous things that the company has been up to yet. So publicly, she's defending the company.
Your behavior on camera and off is not proving conducive to better public relations.
She took one on the chin. Cale brings up that there's this employee that's bleeding money and that's not currently at the meeting right there. Rachel Weisz shows up to tell Cale to look into this mysterious death that happened at the company. The antagonist of the story is this employee that Cale wants to fire, the one that's draining the funds. He lives in the basement of the company building for some reason. Cale travels through the Sea of Men to visit Dante.
Excuse me, which way to engineering?
We didn't even know where the fuck you're going. Stephen Norrington has a theme of just like over-sexualized, like bland female characters in his movies, I've noticed. What are they even doing? Just fucking welding metal to metal, 15 of them in one room. Keep out. He's like actually a 12-year-old. Brad Dourif's room. Keep out. Top secret. You really have to turn your head to read that. He's in Dante's room just poking around. He's got all kinds of just creepy, wacky, cartoon, death-related stuff. Oh, he's such a creepy, crazy guy. The method. Dante comes in and finds her in his room, and then we get to see this fabulous performance from Brad Dourif. Just a great writing on this character.
What are you doing in here?
Mom.
This is my room.
What are you doing in my
keep
room?
it clean.
She tells him that she's the CEO, and then he's like, oh, okay. And then he starts being a fucking creep and starts watching cartoons and...
The boss lady.
So she's basically like, I need to see what's in Vault 10 because all our money is going into whatever you're working on in Vault 10, and I need to find out what exactly it is. He says that the vault is dual code access, and then she's like, you better fucking tell me. And then he's like, or what? And they just like go back and forth.
Right here, I can find out anything I want.
Can you protect yourself from a fist to your face?
Stay out of my files.
His jeans. What is with the action figures? Laugh. These guys are basically environmental activists that are out to get, I don't even fucking remember the company name, dude. It's such a fucking forget. I gotta give this movie credit, though. This has, like, the craziest joint rolling of any movie I've actually ever seen. Cale begins trying to convince Ridley that Dante needs to be stopped.
You can't just ignore him.
Watch me. Fuck you! Go back to your $10 million apartment and play with your fucking cat, huh?
It's revealed that Ridley is actually fearful of Dante. You think that Dante caused the death that happened at the company that Rachel Weisz mentioned earlier?
You read the autopsy.
Shark attack.
in this fucking building. He was chewed to death. His body was covered in synthetic lubricants. And all Dante ever said is he's building the meanest motherfucking frontline morale destroyer ever.
This guy's on cocaine. While Ridley is talking to her, she swipes his card so that she can do the dual access by herself and get into Vault 10. She then goes back to her office and looks up Dante's case file and learns that he's been convicted of stuff like aggravated sexual assault and like homicide. Because, you know, it's better to just tell the audience how intimidating the bad guy is instead of actually like showing them through the story.
Try hard.
You just like snuck up to her desk, crawled up.
I want you out.
I just got here.
You know what I mean.
But I'm having so much fun. You know, it's cool here.
All the weird editing choices start to add up here. What was that doing there? Just a sunset. Also, it's pretty obvious that Stephen Norrington told Brad to just go for the Joker, pretty much.
I had something I want to show you. Let's not. Hold on to this for a second, would you?
So he gives her a gun, and then she's all like, back the fuck up, because he's being all weird and pressy. And he puts it to his head, and then she actually cocks it, and then he's like, okay, all right, I'll leave. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right. Time of the month.
We check in with the eco-terrorists as they're readying their plot outside the company building. You start to notice that they like drift in and out of their accents. It's very confusing.
It's incredibly stupid that perimeter access is Adam and I still work here.
I mean, it's not really confusing because they're all just obviously awful actors, but since this is a British film, most of these actors are English, so they're all doing accents that aren't their normal speaking voices for some reason.
And the D-lock sequences. The containment is the most secure area of the building, protecting Chang's digital soft spot. A quad matrix of Googleplectic memory co-processors. And 350 billion in master software bonds. Aruha!
You want to take that again? In this next scene, we see Dante confront Ridley. Orson, listen, it's been 30 years since Citizen Kane. You don't run this business anymore.
She's gonna piss Dante right off. The cat is gonna tear shit out of the pigeons. We gotta do something.
Cat is gonna
Don't
tear
you do
shit
anything
out of the
about it.
pigeons.
I'm coming right up there. Don't fuck.
Hi, Scott.
Hello, Scott. It's Daffy
Hi.
Duck.
Handle, you have to hold it in. Keep the thing under control.
What thing?
Patience, dude.
It's on its way, trust me. Thor in Ragnarok
So
when he
what
summons Mjolnir, and it takes like 30 seconds to get there.
Hopefully, you die.
What? For God's sake, Jack!
Scott. Reason. We're planning
Why are you spitting?
slay my sweet cousin. You did give her your access.
That's the most
Why you
saliva I've
stole
seen
it.
someone project from their face while speaking. That was incredible.
Scott, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just trying to scare you.
I hadn't thought of that. Scott. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, dude. It's not the Joker. This chase scene goes on for 10 minutes, it feels like. Who the fuck designed this place? It's like a fucking liminal space. Eventually, the robot finds Scott and then chops him to death with his Edward Scissorhand fingers. Kale is back at her apartment having a nightmare, when she's awoken by a call in the middle of the night calling her into work.
Get over here right now. I'm in level 3 PR. Get here now.
Quits. Movie's done. Fuck off. So this actor, sometimes he has just a normal accent in the movie, and sometimes he's doing this awful, stereotypical Japanese accent, and it's so funny to watch him go back and forth.
Change the plan. Let's go.
Jeez.
Jeez, somebody had a good time last night.
Yeah, it's worse than it looks.
Where's my invite?
Chief Executive, this is your problem.
Orson Welles tells her that whatever killed Ridley was the thing that was in Vault 10. Doesn't seem to be in a hurry. So she uses the opportunity of him dying to go and delete Dante's credentials in the system. Dante finds her as she's on the computer and starts freaking out and is about to do some crazy shit.
Stupid!
Ridley's dead. I'm in charge. You're fired.
Before the eco-terrorists show up. It's the Warriors.
Drop the gun.
Their whole plan was they wanted to get into Vault 10. I have no idea why, but their entire plan was to get into Vault 10, so they force Kale and Dante to lead them to the vault so that they can enter. You're average American. There's a hole in the butt. I wonder if he's fucking it, or if they took the squeaker out. Dante leads the Warriors to Vault 10. Hold on, I know the entire blueprint for this building. We're going the wrong way.
He knows this place inside out. He doesn't.
The containment is surrounded by security bolts. So don't you think it would be a lot faster?
So they
to cut
provide
through a
security.
scan-
As Kale, Orson, and Kratos stay back in this generic room. This guy's the only guy trying.
That means the seal in Vault 10 has been breached.
He seems so like over the top because everyone else is
Your
lacking of
friends
any
are letting
feeling.
it out.
He's about to have a heart attack. Once they get inside the vault.
Hey!
Christ.
The death machine causes an explosion that kills one of them. Damn. Literal ragdoll. The leader, his name is Raimi, he runs
I
back to the
saw
room that the
was
other
something
three are in.
Big, fast, and fucking dangerous.
Frontline morale destroyer.
Shut up! Shut up! What does Wayland think? He's dead, man.
What do I gotta do?
That's how guys actually fight. And then Dante FaceTimes them.
Dudes, do that!
Dudettes. During the video call, Dante reveals some information that makes Kale question her allegiance to the corporation.
It's your problem, you deal with it.
It's not our problem. We have nothing to do with it. Nothing. Right, Gil? Tell him.
Jack Black, calm down. Kale doesn't have access to the doors anymore because the corporation took it away without her knowledge, so they have to set up some dynamite to blow a hole in the wall to get to this elevator.
People like me. I'm not the armorator around here.
Neither are we, honey.
You're still terrorists.
We're the good guys.
No, you're not. We're the good guys. Oh, fuck.
What's the problem?
They're in the elevator. The elevator
power.
won't start because the power's out. Orson Welles pulls out a gun and then just takes them hostage.
Time to change the game plan. Tree huggers.
Why did you leave that lying around?
What is going on? We went the wrong way. As they're riding in the elevator, the death machine catches up to them. Forgot about the death robot. It stabs Kratos in the leg and then it kills Orson Welles. Kale, Kratos, and Raimi are able to get away. And and they stumble upon a bunch of labs. The company was doing human experiments. They come upon a bunch of frozen children. There's people in these boxes, which somehow ties into the story. I don't know how, but the group also finds a video of Orson Welles and Dante, which essentially confirms that they were working together on this cyborg project.
Hit it.
All right, hit it. Hit it, boys.
Okay. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Chris Angel, Mind Freak, outtakes.
know.
Put his other half in the box.
Turn the
And
camera.
do the trick again. That's pretty much the main conspiracy of the movie, is that the corporation was funding this guy's human experiments. Raimi tries to call the police. The cop just immediately calls bullshit and gets super, super angry.
Has got you trapped on the 65th floor?
It's messy. And,
While you're up there, say hello to Elvis for me, okay?
Kale still has her, like, company tracker in her wrist. Raimi gives her a pair of pliers and tells her to dig it out. She does it like she's just peeling a banana. She just... for the gang. No biggie. They find this, like, RoboCop suit, and then Kale's like, alright,
Suit me up.
I'm about to become RoboCop, guys, just so I can defeat the Death Machine. There she goes. Robo Girl. Astro Girl.
I should be doing this.
So Raimi ends up in it, and then he becomes a cyborg.
This area is secure.
After Raimi becomes RoboCop, they get split up somehow, and Kale gets confronted by Jack,
I want to talk to you.
and he brings up some of her past trauma.
I couldn't hear that sound.
She fell into the fucking garbage disposal, was washing her baby in the sink, and it somehow got caught in the garbage disposal, and so she's supposed to have this whole time she's supposed to have had this fear of, like, machines while working for a weapons company. You think that would have affected her a lot more up until now. And then he just straight up tries to sexually assault her. So yeah, so this is why the movie was probably banned in a bunch of countries. She stabs Dante in the hand and then just leaves him. Oh, he can still walk around and, like, press buttons and stuff, right? So he's still a threat. Yeah, that's how you do it. The monster starts chasing Kale and Kratos. Eventually they run into RoboCop. Yes! Let's go!
No!
It's time! Heat-seeking missile!
Leave him!
No!
We must consider him defunct!
He is not defunct! He's just injured!
If one unit is safe, do not endanger it! Do want a donut!
Oh my.
All right.
Do you want a donut? Is that what he just said?
Do want a donut!
They see an elevator on the outside of the building, so they're on their way up to it when the monster finds them again.
Raimi, get out of there!
He's a robot.
Quiet!
I am trying to focus! These rubber bands are very hot! Finally, get a full shot. So scary.
Shoryuken!
Raimi boxes the Death Machine, but it doesn't do anything. Commence! Ball kick! Ow! Assessing damage! This is accomplishing nothing. They got on the elevator, and Kratos turns back to shoot at it, and that doesn't do anything. And as he turns to head on the elevator, he smacks his head on the wall, and then he falls. Kratos. Throwing kid. Earlier, they uploaded Raimi's personality to this chip, so when they get to the bottom of the building, Kale just presses it in, and then he's back to normal.
What the fuck is going on?
They start to think that they're in the clear, but then the cop that Raimi called earlier actually shows up, pulls his gun out, and they're trying to tell him, hey, I'm the one that called you, but he just doesn't buy it.
You better call reinforcements.
You better shut the fuck up. Too bad.
They turn to walk away, and he shoots Kale in the leg, and then the death machine jumps off the building and lands right on top of him.
Holy donuts.
Jesus Christ!
But they run away from the death machine, and then, of course, they get stuck in a dead end. Dude, they've hit it with like 4 types of explosions and nothing's happened. Like, obviously this thing is just indestructible. Just keep running away. They run into another fucking dead end.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome.
Raimi was knocked out in the explosion, so Kale carries on. Death Machine is still alive, and she decides to give up, just let it kill her. But right as it's about to, it shuts down, and Dante comes out. He starts doing his whole Reddit incel rant.
You're making me kill you for a stupid reason!
She uses her seductive womanly touch to get the control or something, and then they end up trapping Dante in the room with the death machine.
Kale, if you leave me in here, I will kill you! I mean it, you fucking bitch! I'm gonna blow you to bits! Oh no.
He's implied to be dead. And then the movie just fucking ends. The movie has the nerve to just fucking end there. You don't get to find out what happens you don't get to find out what happens with the corporation or with Kale or with Raimi. Just credits roll.